you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing some Raid Shadow Legends and we are going to be talking about Live Arena. If you are new to Raid Shadow Legends or looking to start an alternate account, then use my link down below or scan the QR code on the screen to download the game. If you are a new player to Raid Shadow Legends and you're using my link, you're actually going to start your account off on day one with a legendary champion who is Elenaril, who is going to help you a lot as she does have poison and HP burn in her skills. And once you reach level 25, I will also send you the epic champion, Uugo. If you've been following my journey with Raid, then you'll know I've been playing the game for almost 3 months now, and I have really been enjoying it. So far, my favorite has been actually being able to try to grab champions from shards and making them stronger, doing some crafting on building teams. They recently introduced relics, and they are going to be adding ways that you can actually craft these relics in the forge through things like Live Arena. So I figured this is the perfect time for me to actually dive into Live Arena, actually try it out. I figured I've got some level 60s. I've got decent artifacts and gear. I'm just starting out, it should be fine. So I decided to dive right in and try some Live Arena. Going into the Live Arena, I was pretty excited. I've tried PvP in other games, and I do want you guys to keep in mind, this is from my perspective as a new player who has never tried it before. So my first match going into it, I immediately noticed that I was paired up against a level 85. So I'm like level, what am I right now? Level 60? Maybe less? I'm level 52. Okay, so I'm level 52 and they were level 85. So I immediately was like, oh, this is not going to go my way. I know that. And then we start picking our champions and they are picking mythicals and legendaries. Legendaries I was expecting, mythicals maybe like one, but the first match had like 3 of them. And they had like full soul stones on everything, and they all had different blessings as well. I have maybe 2 blessings, and I do not have nearly as many soul stones. So I knew that this match would be a wash, although I was surprised because again, this is my first match. I'm coming in as a bronze player, and I immediately knew this first battle was a wash. So these were the things I first noticed. One is that the matchmaking is definitely not balanced. I was paired up against multiple battles because I did try more than once. I have tried a few of them since. And I kept getting paired up with people who were significantly stronger than me. So I do not feel like this is early game friendly at all. Like I said, I thought I might be okay, but absolutely not. I do not stand a chance in it. I'll probably take a break from it. And I'm thinking that maybe why the matchmaking is so poor is because there's not as many players actually doing it right now. Possibly this is my theory because, I mean, I feel like if you're new into the game, as soon as you unlock it, you might want to try it. All of the matches that I had tried out for the past few days, I did not get paired up against anybody who was even close to like where I was in this game at that level. The next thing I noticed is that as a new player coming into the game, you do not know all of the champions. They have hundreds and hundreds of champions. Eventually, I'm sure I will learn them all. You guys probably know them all. Comment down below and let me know if you know more or less all the champions. That would be pretty impressive, which you might if you've been playing for a few years. For me, playing for a few months, I definitely don't. So I thought I might be able to like click on their champions as they're picking it to see like maybe quickly what they do. So I know what I'm in store for. Nope, definitely not. Simply the photo. As long as you know the photo of the champion, I guess you can go off of that. Hopefully if you are aware of the champions and what their skills are. I was not. So I'm going into this blindly. It comes to the banning point. I have zero idea what these champions skills do. I'm kind of just picking the one that I'm like, oh, they have like 5 soul stones on this. Yep. Okay. No, I'll ban that one, I guess, and see. I should have known that regardless I was going to lose this battle, that it did not matter which one I actually banned. But that was definitely something I noticed that like as an early player, you might struggle with. I will say if you are a new player and you feel intimidating or discouraged by Live Arena, don't go into it. Just try to have fun with it. You essentially are getting these tokens every day. You're not losing a lot if you actually lose, especially at this point. I'm kind of taking it by going into it, playing around with it. Eventually, I think I'm going to be able to figure out like what teams work for me and like going along with the meta, hopefully, and being able to really counter it. So my biggest advice would be just try to have as much fun as you can with it. I am curious to see how Live Arena is going to be later on, like when you're approaching like gold and things like that. So that is where you guys come in. Comment your thoughts down below if you do Live Arena and how that experience is for you. If you want to follow along my PvP journey, be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those videos. Let's actually go ahead and do one of these battles together live so you can kind of see what I'm talking about in this video. So we'll see if I actually get paired up and matched up with somebody who is closer to maybe my level. As I said, I don't know a lot of the champions when it comes to like the... Okay, so here is like a prime example where I already feel like this is going to be a wash. I'm level 52 and they're level 80. How many mythical are we thinking they're going to have? Like, let's see. Okay, so I get first pick. I already know I'm going to lose, so I genuinely am not going to put like a lot of thought into my champions. I'm just going to put whoever in there. Maybe I'll win. You know, maybe that's not the way I should look at it. But I do think level 52 to a level 80 is a significant jump between us. So we'll see. Oh, actually. Okay, surprise. So 2 legendaries, one having the soul stones, the other one not, but I only see 1 blessing on them. So as I said, I don't really have champions that have blessings, unfortunately. I have maybe 2 champs with blessings currently at the moment. So something else that hopefully will be improved upon throughout, but we'll see what else they pick. We may have a chance at this, although I feel like their gear is probably a lot better than mine would be. Comparing like where I am to the level that they're at, they probably have better gear. But yeah, this is the part that I feel like does take quite a bit. But again, this is like, for me as an early player, like obviously I'm not putting a ton of like the thought on like who I want to bring and things like that, versus they are probably strategizing. They may know all my the champions I'm putting out there. They know what they do. So they're like, yeah, no, I definitely want this to counter this, which is ideally how I'm going to tackle Arena in the future, is looking at what champions they're putting out, trying to put out like a good counter to it or somebody who will have an advantage over them. That is going to be the goal. So we'll see who they put as their last one. And then in terms of the ban, see, this is the part that, because I don't know what they do, we'll just do this one, I guess. I'm not familiar enough, especially with the photos. I'm like learning champions by names, but by photos, I feel like I'm not as strong with that, so. All right, let's go into this and see how we do. All right, first things first, let's buff up. We'll do an AoE. I barely dented them. Absolutely barely dented them. I don't really need the cooldown yet. So let's attack everyone, put them to sleep. Decrease the turn meter of the one that was not asleep. Block act, there we go. Increase our cooldown. Buff up again. Go in with that third skill. I'm not certain if they have any revives. That could affect things. I am going to try to take out this champ first. On the left here. Get some poison going. We'll wait to see what my opponent is going to do. So my target is going to be the one on the far left here, and then I'm thinking one on the far right. This may change depending on who I feel like is going to be my threat. There we go. Okay, so we took one out, which is good. We're gonna heal up our Sun Wukong. I'm not actually in terrible shape right now as much as I thought I would be, so. Considering. Let's see if we can sleep. No. Do our AoE attack. They might take her out next, depending. I don't believe that they have a revive on their team, and I'm not seeing much in terms of heals, actually, so. Good stun. Nice sleep. AoEs. Never mind. We actually got a win out of this. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I just need to do my video, my live arenas live with you guys on camera. Maybe that is part of it. and they'll actually get my wins. So I'll be honest, I totally went into this thinking that I would lose. So if nothing else is a prime example, not to give up before the match has even started. There you go. This is it. You never know how the match will go. So, you know, don't give up before it starts. Get him to sleep. Yeah, let's go. And we actually got a victory. Raid has mentioned that they are going to be making a couple of changes to Arena. So for example, once you're in silver, gaining even more points in your victories, losing less points for inactivity. And then once you reach gold, then that's really where things are going to pick up. So I would be curious to see how these are going to go. And hopefully it encourages more people to play live arena. I can see how it might seem intimidating or discouraging at first, but we'll see how these quality of life changes to arena affect things. That's it for today's video and my experience with live arena so far. As I said, I am going to stick with it and kind of go through it once I am able to improve everything. So if you want to follow me along this journey, then be sure that you subscribe so you're able to see those videos, and let me know your thoughts on live arena. Comment down below. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Next level.